fan, frankly, even if you're not a Nine Inch Nails fan, right? Why not avail yourself of some of that Trent Reznor good time medicine? I feel cheered up already.
I do too.
This one's called A Really Bad Night. Took him 12 years to do this. Interesting. You can certainly tell, though, that
he's picks up.
You can certainly tell, though, that wait for the drop. Mm-hmm. You can tell that he's been spending the past decade or so doing film scores. Phenomenal film scores, I might add. Trent Reznor's largely been working. He is an Oscar winner now, I think.
Yeah.
He's largely been working in film scores. Let's see where this picks up.
What did he win an Oscar for?
Social
Don't
Network.
Mess with his, Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Yeah, I don't think he won for Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Zohan, thank you.
I never saw that piece of crap. How would I know how that's pronounced?
Come on, man. He's an undercover hairstylist,
right?
Ninja or whatever.
Undercover hairstylist, ninja.
Come on.
That's right. Hey, speaking of hairstylist, a lot of us, we're not going to be getting a haircut for a while, right? I'm always talking about how I'm going to grow my hair out again, and I guess by default I will, because my girl is, like anybody else. Any other salon is closed. But there are a lot of coronavirus myths that need to be constantly debunked. One of them is, don't heat your sinuses with a hairdryer.
What?
I'd never heard this one either.
I have heard this one.
Yeah.
I heard this one. Who said it? Someone said that if they, you get a hairdryer, you blow it in your face, it kills the coronavirus.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
God, who was it?
Probably someone's Aunt Karen on Facebook.
No, it was like a prominent, famous person.
Oh, well, that person shouldn't be prominent anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be clear, there is no cure for the COVID-19, but that's not stopping all stripe and manner of people online telling you what you can do. So if you have a family member or a friend who's particularly conspiratorial, they're sitting there going, don't waste my time with drinking bleach. That's old and busted. Heating up your nostrils with a hairdryer is the new hotness. Literally. So yeah, mega doses of vitamin C. They're like, vitamin C is good for you. Mega doses of anything is not. You should probably be taking I take vitamin C all year long, right? I just do. I always have.
Drinking tall cup of
It's
juice.
not going to keep you from getting the coronavirus. But if you put your faith in, I guess, YouTube influencers, they move from selling the fart shakes to, I guess, other stuff.
I guess it wasn't a completely prominent, but it was during a city council meeting, and I saw this. The video's out there.
Okay.
His name's Bryant Culpepper. He's from Okeechobee.
Of course he is.
Okeechobee County Commissioner.
Of course he is.
And he said that if you spray put a hairdryer in your face, the heat from it will kill the COVID-19 virus.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So wait a minute. Why then would people who are getting sick not be blow drying their hair? Because once you blow dry your hair, it's inevitably going to get onto your face. Right?
No, that would kill it in your hair.
So what I'm saying is that the people who are getting sick are they're not blow drying their hair at all under this theory.
Well, you focus the hairdryer on your head, not your face.
You got to bend over to get it.
If you have long hair.
Yeah.
I use a hairdryer, but I don't have long hair.
This is why men are dying.
It is why men are dying.
Because women are blow drying their faces.
It's weird. I thought that there was going to be some genetic weirdness where they said that COVID-19 kills twice as many men as women, and I thought maybe there would be some weird. They said it's just because, in general, men are less healthy.
Yeah.
Smoking, heavy, just all the things that are going to eventually work against you. There's no more mystery than that. Okeechobee County Commissioner Bryant Culpepper is apologizing after claiming that blowing a hairdryer up your nose can cure the coronavirus. And again, I know that social media really compounds these things. And if you take dimwits and just put information in front of them, I guess some of them will soak it up. But this kind of stuff would make more sense to me if it was like a long, long time ago, where it took a long time for information to release or to reach another part of the country. You know, like you think about in the time of slavery, right? The Emancipation Proclamation, it wasn't like slaves overnight knew they were free. That information had to get, like Texas, still had slaves long after all the other slaves were freed because they didn't know.
Yeah.
And it's not like slave owners were going to tell them,
Right.
hey, guess what? You're free.
I feel like they were looking the other cops.
Shucks. Well, I just got the news, guys. It turns out you're free now. So have a good life.
That's what Juneteenth is, isn't it? Juneteenth is when word got to the last of the American slaves that they were free.
I didn't know
and
it
it was
was the last,
months after it had taken effect in like the eastern part of the country in the South.
I sent you the video. I emailed it to you.
I'm looking right at
Okay.
it.
All right.
Being in the medical field that I was,
It's one
Great.
channel here, but
to make a lot of sense. One of the things that was pointed out in this interview with one of the doctors,
anyway, I don't want to play that. It's driving me crazy. But, you know, it's,
I tweeted it if everybody wants to see it. But
blowing a hairdryer up your nose.
Yeah, basically it says, it sounds goofy, but if you it lives in your nose until it gets healthy enough to move down to your lungs. So if you blow a hairdryer in your face, that will kill it. And it's just, and they cut to this other guy that's listening to him, and he just like face palms, like, what is wrong with this man?
So there's that. The hairdryer. It's just a lot of things that need to be debunked.
The Geraldo saying, hold your breath for 10 seconds.
That's right. Our co-worker, Geraldo Rivera, right. Also, one of my favorite parts of all the people on social media passing, it's not passing misinformation around, unless you take that in its strictest sense, are the people who don't know how to spell quarantine. I enjoy that a great deal. I've seen the term quarantine been used a lot.
Corn, C-O-R-N?
C-O-R-N-T-E-E-N. Two separate
Quarantine,
words.
yes.
Quarantine.
Bone apple teeth.
I'm sure
Oh, my gosh.
I don't want to go into quarantine, somebody said.
this is the teen family, and this is our daughter, Corin.
Oh, my goodness.
How long y'all think we gonna be in quarantine?
How long, y'all?
Now I can only assume that there were a couple of dumb people who started this and then everybody else was trolling them with it or whatever, because it is funny.
It's so funny.
Day 12 of quarantine. How you doing? With the over-the-shoulder selfie. Being stuck in quarantine. Be like, soup for dinner again? As we established on this show, soup, according to Mary Santora, or is it Bill?
Bill.
Not a meal.
Well, I agree that soup can, depending on, you can eat soup as a meal, but it's generally not filling enough.
Gotcha.
Add in some crackers, maybe some butter bread, whatever you like.
Right.
Butter bread?
I think that might be a poor person thing.
Did he crumble any crackers in it?
Get the swordfish. Best swordfish in the city. The best, Jerry.
I'll have the salmon. And you?
You know what I think? I'm just gonna have soup. Yeah, I'll save the meal for another time.
Another time? What other time?
I had a hot dog earlier. I'm not that hungry.
No, Ben, you know. This is the dinner. The soup counts.
The soup counts. Soup's not a meal.
Oh, soup counts if you say, hey, I'm taking you out to dinner. Whatever you order, you can order
soup as a side.
Yeah, you can just get a drink. If you're making plans to go out to dinner, that's the meal that you're having with that person, but it's not a meal.
It's a course.
Oh, there it is. It is a course.
Yeah, it's a course.
It is a course.
Because you get soup and salad sometimes.
Or, yeah.
Would you like the soup or salad? That
Soup
sounds
and
good.
or
I'll have
salad.
that.
I feel like in Jamaica, didn't they make us some type of soup with that, like, 9-course meal?
I think that they did. There was probably some kind of lobster bisque.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's quarantine soup.
I don't even really like seafood, but I ate everything. Everything they put in front of me, I was like, I'm never going to have a meal like this in my life ever again. So I'm eating everything.
What's the soup du jour?
This is soup of the day.
That sounds good. I'll have that.
There you go.
So yeah, quarantine. Listen, if you are a budding music artist and you're sitting around going, God, guys, we're still going to practice, even though we have to do it 6 feet away from each other. That's not going to stop rock and roll. Nothing else stopped rock and roll. It's only rock and roll, but I like it. Jagger said that. You can't stop rock and roll. One Demetrius Snyder said
Nicholas?
that. And, call your band Quarantine.
I still rock and roll to Billy Joel.
There you go. Wouldn't Day 12 make it corn preteen? Listen, do whatever you want to do. I'm not here to tell you what's what.
Time is going so slow, though.
Dude.
Like this has been the slowest month
It
since
sure
I was
has.
like a little kid.
So much has happened, though. That's why.
This feels like May when you're in like 4th grade and you're just ready to get out of school.
Yeah, the last
it's
10
just-
days of
yeah,
June when
you're
you're
just
just like,
like,
come on.
The world has senioritis.
Yeah.
Short timer's disease.
My sister and
When
I.
you've put in your 2 weeks and you still got to work them.
Yes. My sister and I played cards last night, a couple different games, but it felt like we were playing cards for 4.5 hours, and it was like 45 minutes. Like, it was not that long. She's like, I'm going to stick around for another probably half hour or so. I'm like, okay, we played one more game, and I was like, you ready to go? She's like, yeah, I'm done. All right.
Now, why do you think that is? Because let's say everything was still open, right? Let's say the world was continuing apace as it normally would.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is that we don't have the option to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But why would that change the way we're perceiving time, do you think? Why did it seem like you guys were there longer? If everything were still open, it would seem
I
to
think
mean
it's-
that the
Because
time would...
They wouldn't be at Mary's
It might
house.
be. It was your sister's birthday. You made her dinner. You played
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
cards, right?
Yeah.
But you guys would probably go out somewhere.
We'd probably go out and play pool, and
Yeah.
she'd have a few drinks.
Oh, I
and,
see what you
yeah,
mean.
things like that. But I think just doing anything in the house, you think it's going to take a lot longer. Like a game of cards maybe lasts, I don't know, 10 minutes, if that. And so we're sitting there, we're playing. I'm like, damn, it has been less than an hour.
It's why you got to play Monopoly.
Yeah.
In normal life, people complain that Monopoly takes forever to play. It's the perfect game. Invest in Milton Bradley.
Hey.
Right? You get some of that Ouija money.
There you go.
You get some of that Monopoly money.
I went to go buy weights to work out at home, and they were all sold out. All of like the at-home workout, which I don't know why I didn't think that.
Where did
that
you
would
go
be-
to buy weights?
Target.
Oh, Target.
And like the whole like weight strength and
Oh, yeah.
training
Oh,
aisle
yeah.
completely empty.
Sure.
I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Why did I think that these would be here? Everybody's trying to do this right now. There was like a 2-pound left and then like a 40-pound, and that was it. And I was like, this is not what I need.
Like a tiny little...
they're tiny.
yeah.
They're so small. Like,
Yeah.
2-pound weights.
There's a 5-pound kettlebell over there. Maybe I'll
right.
use that. Yeah. They probably didn't even have like TRX bands.
They didn't have
or
anything. They had no resistance bands. They didn't have yoga mats. They didn't have anything. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Makes sense, but
One woman wrote an article about how she got bored in quarantine, and so she called all her exes to ask them what went wrong.
Oh.
She high fidelity'd them.
She did.
Did they tell her?
What does this all mean? Is that what you're doing, Rob?
Yeah, what does it all mean?
have you guys had any exes
I
reach
knew it.
out?
What?
Have you had any exes reach out?
No, and I'm reading this article with this woman. I'm like, who still has their ex's phone number?
And do you want
Like,
that
why are
honesty?
you keeping that in your phone? I called all my exes to ask them where it went wrong. I'm like, you have all their phone numbers.
But don't you know
What kind of
where it went
psychopath?
wrong?
What kind of
Do you
masochist
delete it?
are you? Huh?
I still have my ex's number in my phone.
Why?
Why am I
You're
not-
never going to use it again.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But if you get something, you want to know who it's from. Like if
Like
he
an
reaches out-
STD?
Like
If it's
no,
in-
like if he reaches out to you, you want to know that.
Oh,
you don't
like a
want to
text
answer that
message from it.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
want to answer that. You don't want to call that.
I have
you wouldn't
phone
answer-
numbers from middle school in
Yeah,
my
I
phone.
don't- I
I've
don't
had the
delete
same
phone
phone number
numbers.
Really?
for 25 years. Yeah.
If I break up with somebody, man, you're out of my phone. Like, why would I need your phone number?
You don't need it, but I guess I'm saying I don't know that I've ever gone through my contacts and deleted anybody.
You wouldn't
Yeah,
pick up
me
a
neither.
number you didn't recognize anyway. Let's
But
say
if
you had
it's
deleted. If you had deleted your ex, it would come up as a number.
Right,
First of
but-
all, you'd probably recognize his phone number.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Would
wouldn't pick it up.
I don't know anybody's
I know
phone
his number, yeah.
Really?
You don't? That was actually one of the arguments we had when we were about to get married. He didn't know my phone number by heart. And I was like, what are you going to do if we're married and something happens to you, and he was like, I'll call my mom. I was like, I guess.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
Why would that be an argument?
I know
because
my
I was like, you need
ex-wife's
to
phone
know my
number.
number. I thought that was an important thing. If you're somewhere, you get arrested, and you have one phone call to make, you need to know my phone number offhand.
Right. I'm just
Or if
saying,
you're
like,
at-
he could write it down and.
Was he going to carry the piece of paper with him everywhere he goes?
Take your wallet.
Well, yeah, if he's not putting it in his phone.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
that wouldn't make you mad?
Huh?
Or you
No.
do you not know anybody's phone numbers by
I
heart?
I know obviously my parents' home phone because it's the number I grew up with.
Right. You don't know Gwen's phone number?
I do know Gwen's phone number.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like you need to know your significant other's phone number. That's an important thing.
But he could have learned it. Like, he could have learned it.
He wouldn't. Is what made me mad. I knew his and he
So
didn't know mine.
he specifically refused to commit your phone
That was
number to memory?
stupid.
Really?
Why do I need to know it? It's in my phone.
That would be an argument.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
You don't know
Not
anybody's
that
phone number? Bill?
not simply that he didn't know
I
it.
kn-
It's
I
that he
know-
refused
He
to learn
wouldn't
it.
learn it.
Really?
Yeah.
I know my dad's cell phone number. I know my mom's cell phone number. And I know my ex-wife's cell phone number.
Oh, I don't know either of my parents' cell phone numbers.
I know my dad, my sister. Last week
I
we
don't
were
know
talking.
my kids' cell phone numbers.
I was
I literally know mine and Gwen's cell phone numbers.
My high school sweetheart's home phone number was still in my head. Just those ones you use all the time.
But there are a couple of numbers that might stick in your brain. But why would you keep all of
don't
your
know the-
ex's phone numbers in your
Alan
phone?
mentions the number to call the off-hours line 100 times a day. I still don't know what it is.
Well,
All
no,
right,
but
well, here's
that's
this.
kind of white noise around here, though.
JG Wentworth. You know them?
JG1.
No.
877 cash
Ah,
now.
you know that. Why don't
Well,
you make up a song? Make up a song to memorize
Make
your
it-
girlfriend's number.
No.
No,
Because then
see,
you'll win.
refusing
What
to do
about?
it.
Yeah, because he doesn't have an annuity he needs to cash out right now, Mary.
I guess that's true.
And then also, if there's a word that made it easier to remember, then that's another thing. Cash now. That's easy to remember.
That's true.
That's
too.
why my phone number is 888 COVID-19.
Hey,
It
there you
finally
go.
came around. It finally became relevant.
And you got it years ago.
What about Empire Carpets?
888-2300
Close.
Empire.
Close. See, I remember growing up, we had it was a
858.
local number before it went national, but the national number is 588.
588
2300.
2300
Yeah.
Empire. Today.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
But I had one guy that I went out with a couple times hit me up and was like, "Hey, how you been?" He called me. He's like, "I'm just checking to see."
Now that is someone
Everything's
going through their
okay.
phone and looking at their
Yes.
contacts.
We went out last summer, like 4 or 5
And he
times.
still has you in your phone. Mary Santora is in his phone.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't think a lot of
fascinating to
people
me.
delete
Contacts.
like you do.
I don't think so
Yeah.
either.
I never.
Really?
I have so many contacts. When I switched over my phone like in September or October, and they're like, "You have 3,000 contacts in here." I'm
Dude.
like, "I don't delete
Just
contacts."
save it.
my
Yeah.
God.
I guarantee you, I probably have people saved with what bar I met them at. I know for a fact I do. It'll be like so and so the Beer Stube Toledo, and it'll just be like the JP Beer Stube Toledo
See,
or
I
something
do
like
that.
that.
I have like
Alex karaoke night.
I have
you know?
parentheses, and I'm like Grinder, Tinder,
Yeah.
met on vacation, the Puerto Rican one night stand,
And they're still
then
in
has
there.
has the eggplant emoji next to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
So why are they still in there?
Because no one's gonna sit there and take the time
I
to
don't
go through
take
to
the time to
delete
go
them
through
all.
them and delete
not
them.
It's
important.
so easy.
It's not
delete,
important. No, it
delete, you swipe, delete.
When you have never deleted a contact and you have 3,500 contacts, it's gonna take you 2
yeah,
hours.
okay. Well, you got to
Yeah.
keep up with it, man.
Yeah, but
No,
I'm
not
not.
at this point.
So
Yeah,
at this
that's
point,
true.
It's easier to just leave them in there.
You're not
thing-
going to get to zero mail. And, yeah.
It's the same thing with the inbox. Like I don't
Okay, I
clean
know
out
my
my
girlfriend's
inbox.
number now. It's really easy.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
It's 800
Saved you
call
a
Bill.
fight.
Yeah, it's actually 888.
Call Bill?
Yeah, no, it's easy. I almost said it.
You almost said the actual number over the phone.
Yeah, so anyway, this article of this girl, I called as an experiment because I'm bored and quarantining. I mean, it's interesting, I guess. But I called all my exes to see where it went wrong. And all I could think of was, you still have their numbers.
A lot of people do.
Also, don't you know where it went wrong?
No, not
You
all
know-
the time.
You better.
You know
That's-
where yours went wrong.
What? No, I know what happened. What I found out, but like, what led you to cheat on me? Why did you do that?
But
Who
you
We never
cares?
had that
But they're
conversation.
either
who cares?
not going
I
to
know.
tell you
I'm
the
saying
truth.
if this lady's gonna do it,
Right, but listen, I think people know what went wrong. That's why you're not together anymore, right? It's not, I mean, unless somebody just called you up and said, goodbye, click.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd go, what the hell? But that's not the case with all of her exes.
Guess I'm a good breaker-upper because I always let everybody know exactly what's wrong with them.
A, B, C.
Yeah.
I hate you. You smell weird. You do that thing while you sleep with your toes that I really can't stand.
You smell weird. I hate you. You smell weird. I recorded you
Your
last night in
friends-
bed.
Let's talk about your friends. Your friends are annoying, and you think they're great, but they're actually bringing you down a lot. Terrible.
Right.
I called all my exes to find out what went wrong, and they all told me, because you won't ever delete my phone number. That's what went wrong.
This is the 6th time we've done this, Stacey.
You're
Come on.
You're always asking people what went wrong. It's you, Tina. It's always you.
That's the problem. It's always been about you.
It's always you.
And the only reason I know my ex-wife's phone number is because her number was what we used for the Heinen's card. And so when I go into Heinen's, I never had a card. I would just say her phone number.
Ah, there you
so
go.
I had to learn her phone number for that. But I don't know any of my kids' phone numbers.
Ever since that threesome we had with Tyler, the Creator, it was all downhill from there.
You had to do it. You had to do it.
Yeah. All right. I'll have a copy of MLB The Show 20 for you for the PS4. You can take up a lot of time playing that. And I'll have another $1,000 for you, a chance for you to pay your bills. A lot of chances for you to grab some of that money. Next chance coming up at 4:30.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeart